doing every time in the interest of the Republic of Liberia. So we're here every Thursday to tell you some of those activities that unfold in the chamber or up Capitol Hill. Yeka, we're back here.
Yes, it's another very good day to be here to talk to our people. We bring you greetings from the Honorable Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and colleagues of the 55th Legislature, specifically the Honorable House of Representatives. I know last week we were here, there were a couple of issues that we talked about. And this week, yes, we have a full package to tell you all of those things that are happening on Capitol Hill. It's very good things that are happening on Capitol Hill, so you don't have to go away. Just listen, invite a friend to listen, and then all of you will have the very good information that you need to know about the House of Representatives.
Indeed. And so if you're in encounters, great thing for you to do. Just tune in so that you, if you're at one of the intellectual forums around town, so you can get the actual facts before you speak out. I know we have people many times who say, "Oh, but I hear but I hear people doing." So I mean, this platform is created where we bring the leaders, we bring the representatives here, and they're able to tell you some of their many jobs they're doing up Capitol and also within their respective districts. And so we're here every Thursday, thanks to the community radio stations that relayed. We hope that in Nimba County Electoral District number 6, they're going to be relaying this program. It says Tapeta, the voice of Tapeta. Is that a radio station named Voice of Tapeta?
Radio Laway is that radio station I know that is relaying right now because we have some very good conversations surrounding that radio station.
Okay, so we look up to, but let's give you some quick update for the start of this week. Up Capitol Hill is doing very well. It's been very tense there of late. Your leaders are there knocking their chests on behalf of the Republic of Liberia in the interest of this country. And so on Tuesday of this week, we had the Minister of Finance Development Planning. You know, the last time we were here, we told you that on 4 separate occasions, the Minister of Finance Development Planning was being cited by the deputies of the people. And then he gave a lot of excuses, some in the eyes of or in the wisdom of the lawmakers. Some were being seen as being flimsy. On the basis of that, he was being told to come along with his lawyer to show cause why he should not be held in contempt, and still he did not show up. And then on Tuesday, then the contempt charge came on him. He was coming on Tuesday for sentencing to go to jail or either to be fined in keeping with Rule 4, right?
Yes, Rule 4 that talks about contempt. And of course, yes, indeed, understanding the separations of power, given that there are 3 distinct branches of the government. I think he understood because he has a legal counsel, and the legal counsel was able to tell him that when the deputies of the people invite you, then of course you cannot disrespect the decision of the people who have their lawmakers on Capitol Hill. So he had to actually turn himself in for the proceeding, the legislative proceedings. But I'm told that Radio Kintuman is also relaying there in Lofa County.
Okay, that's awesome for us, and so great people in Lofa tuning in. So yes, and so when he appeared on Tuesday of this week, what happened is that he of course brought a documentation, some medical report. He mentioned clear cut that all his time in government, he chose not to be disrespectful. That is not in his character, but it was as a result of some medical issues. And so he brought along his medical paper. And so then the deputies of the people are human beings. So all they need is to tell them the facts and so forth like that. And so after he explained that, he was pardoned because the issue of health is nothing to joke with. He was pardoned, and with a special caution to him that whenever the deputies of the people invite him or invite any other minister or head of agency in the executive, they need to show up. Liberian people voted for these people to still in queue on the 10th of October 2023. You cannot disrespect, because you see, we cannot have everybody at the Capitol building at the same time. And that's the reason why you elected 73 members of the House, and they are there representing our dreams and aspiration.
You are right, Director Haynes. The Honorable Minister of Finance apologized to the members of the House of Representatives for not honoring their invitation on four separate occasions and paid his appeal to the members of that body. They understood because he cited health reasons why he could not attend the four separate invitations by the Honorable House of Representatives, and because they are humans, they understood that yes, it's important to pardon him. And like you said, there was a caution, there was a warning to him and all other heads of line ministries and agencies and commissions of the government that when the deputies of the people call you, given the separation of powers, of course, then you have to attend, because if we will start to disrespect either of the branches of government, then we will not have the governance of this country in full swing. So I think that was a caution that he has taken, and we hope that he will live along with such caution.
And that cut across all of the entities, heads in the executive. Also, too, like today is the 4th of July. On behalf of the House of Representatives, the Speaker have since congratulated the people and government of the United States of America on their independence. We know the long-standing bilateral relationship between Liberia and the United States, and so we join in the Speaker and members of the 55th Legislature, the Honorable House of Representatives, to say congratulations to the people and government of the United States of America as they observe their independence.
Yes, and I think it's a good partnership between the Honorable Legislature of Liberia and that of the Congress of the U.S.
That's wonderful. Yes, so great time here together. After giving you some of those updates here, we're back to also inform you that debates are unfolding up Capitol Hill. This evening around the table, we'll be showing our pendulum to District number 6, Nimba County, where we have the representation of the great people of our District 6, Nimba County. He chairs the House's Committee on Banking and Currency. He is a second-term lawmaker. Of course, you know, work being done in the last 6 years. It was contingent on that. The people of our District 6, giving the benefit of the doubt to say, look, my son, go back and go and continue to work you did for us, and you continue to do. So this evening around the table, we will have Honorable Dorwohn Gleekia. He is the direct representation of the people in District 6, Nimba County.
The people there in District 6 like to hear the Tuan.
Tuan.
Yeah, Dorwohn Tuan Gleekia.
Dorwohn Tuan Gleekia. Yeah, he will tell us what the meaning of that Tuan there. So, yes, but he comes from Tapeta. So that district is Tapeta District, that electoral district. So around the table is the great son of Nimba County. It's our pleasure to have him here with us on this evening. Anyway, Gleekia, how do you do? Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Darada, and thank you, Yega. It's a pleasure. I think this is my first appearance on radio since my re-election. So
in the 55th.
In the 55th. So it's indeed an opportunity for me, and I say thanks for the opportunity.
Okay. You look very energized.
Oh yeah, sure. You know, sometimes when you take break, you take some leave, and you come back, you must be re-energized and to do this beautiful job. And I think that's what we've done. Again, we nothing much we have to say, but to rest, recuperate, and then come back with that more energy. I've been rested for some times, and now taking on the job to do.
Well, by the way, let's say congratulations from the end of the Press and Public Affairs Bureau. Congratulations on your re-election. And since your continuous work up Capitol Hill, that's the reason why your people chose to re-elect you.
Sure. Thank you. We appreciate that. Like we told people before going to the elections, we haven't done much. We would have been given an opportunity. Right. The fact that we were able to talk to our people, gave them the little that they deserve, work with them, and like we were saying, like we were always knowing that the election was like a yesterday. We live with them as such, and they saw the need to give us another chance because we admitted that we did not do all. We had some challenges owing to the fact that there were issues from the national scene that prevented us from 100% delivering to our people. We were able to admit the facts to them. And they saw the need to say, yeah, I think if we gave him 6 years and he did just the little things within that time, owing to the fact that we have some sort of reception in the country at a certain point, where we were plunged into the entire COVID situation and the issue of salary harmonization. So there were so many things that contributed to us not meeting for achievement as we have promised the people earlier. But the fact that we were able to tell them, look, these were some of the things that caused us not to do it. They gave us a second chance.
Well, to one thing, your votes were not harmonized and you got re-elected.
Thank you.
Let's do our tradition we have on the program here to have the people of District 6 Nimba County get their son, speak to them in your vernacular, in the vernacular.
And Radio Laway is now relaying.
Or Radio Laway is relaying as well. So the people listening to you, you want to greet them in your vernacular. It's a tradition we do here on the program.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Mamenu sale ka toto ama ka biamwa abizu go kwa bausi e bo aye kwa sinema nu kwa women pie bura adinga ban abura be unzu adi dewo one bunu yaka wiezi ida kaka good on menu kan gara Facebook and woto sale ayine sanka buapo abokwa boyo ya woka kwa yuaka yuabe banu eke yara me. So ye baka zia ilo kado boka inu ka zia kwa yuaka idu na patinum bieba.
Wow, yeah, we were lost.
Our Facebook.
I've said that don't watch me through the Facebook.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm here. But it's always good to connect with your people in a tone like that. And so, but how's the Capitol building doing now in the 55th?
I mean, we're doing very well. Like we have our own learning curve, like we did in the 54th. Coming this time around the 55th, there's much expected of us, especially with that name, Olomeka. Olomeka, meaning that there are a lot in terms of maturity, the issue of advice that you must give, back in committee rooms, the efforts we made in getting things, our ability to work along with the executive, and that's the three branches of government. On the door-to-door coordination required by our constitution. So there are so many things I think we bring to this table as quote-unquote old lawmakers, and I think it's working well for us. Even with the gabble of the speaker, sometimes you count on old people too, because we all come from.
Are you enjoying the gap of the speaker?
Oh yes, sure. So it's a collective thing that we all are praying for on a daily basis, and the fact that it's going that way, we all feel happy about it.
Are you saying that maybe you have an edge now as a member of the 55th legislature, given that you are a colleague from the 54th?
The edge will always be there for an old person. Difference if you go to any school for that matter. Once you become an old student, there are a couple of things that you would know, no matter how bright a new student is, wouldn't know. So it is with us within the legislature. There are some things that we know. Even if you can be a doctorate degree holder today that sit in that theater, there will be some things. There are some things that I know that he might not know. So
let's look at the level of cordiality between old lawmakers and the new ones. Of course, you're part of the old ones, and getting some fresh brains, getting some young people. I know the 55th has a lot of young people. How are you getting along with those new people? Are you people at war with each other and say, "Oh my man, wait man, you just coming? Oh, how you do it?"
Yeah, I think that's one thing that the new guys, quote unquote new guys, because that should be the cutoff point for one to be referred to as new, right? Except where you're not that smart or someone who catch up fast. But the fact remains within maybe 5 months, 4 to 5 months, knowing very well what you have envisaged the legislature to be, you must take the 4 to 5 months to flatten the curve. So, and that's what I think is happening. And so with every one of us now working together, that's one thing. If you are to ask them, that they will praise off is that we didn't look down on them as new guys. There are some guys that come to the table with some great degree of experience. So we didn't overlook them. So just within a short period of time, we stopped calling the new guys. Those who waiting to learn. Somebody are very smart. I think you see the flow. Sometimes we sit at the back. When there's a need to come in, we come in. But the fact remains that the speaker, in his wisdom, had decided to whatever decision at the time, he blended it with old guys and new guys, and and you've seen it sometimes. And the issue of the noise you hear sometimes on the floor, it's a normal legislative practice across the world.
Right.
So so the new guys, I know that they will give also sort of credit when it comes to giving them or acknowledging their own experience, their credibility, and their wealth of experience, like I said, that they bring to the table. So yeah, we all been able to work along with them as well as new guys. And I wouldn't want to even refer to them as new guys anymore.
Given the wealth of experience in the legislature, let's talk about Representative Dorwohn Gleekia and legislations. What will you say definitely is your participation?
Participation in terms of what? Because with the three responsibilities we have, I think we've participated in all three. Yeah, the issue of lawmaking, the records are there. We've made law, and it's at the level of the Senate, and not just the one that you prefer. I always say, once you in session today, and there's an amendment to a law, and you participate in that amendment, you made a law. And when the law is to be,
probably you co-sponsor.
You made a law. And when the law is repealed and you participate in voting for that law, you made a law. So those clarities sometimes are necessary. So we've been able to play all of the role. We make law over and over. Oversight. We know that we've done it for 6 years, going to the 7th one, and we know that it brought some result. We were able to get things done for our district. The issue of getting things going well for within the national budget was one key thing. It's one key thing too that we must notice that we've done. So I think we've participated in almost all three of our cardinal, quote unquote, cardinal responsibilities.
Right. I think they said the fourth one is that the late Honorable Gleekia used to say the fourth one.
You talk about the community engagement.
Yeah. Right. So the fourth one, if we had not done the fourth one rightly, we would have been sitting here today. So the fourth one is very important.
The community engagement.
Community engagement. If I should even take one step to that, I would say constituency engagement, because some of the constituents are out of the country, they're in the diaspora.
Right.
So you have to engage them, and they are a little phone call to the district. The way they spoke about us to our people back home got them to believe in us as well. So we owe it to our citizens in the diaspora. So yeah, I think we participated in all four.
Right. So very recently you attended a reform forum there at Farmington, luxurious Farmington, and so in the western of the leadership, they thought that some legislative signatures needed to be put in place. And so, can you tell us lesson learned there from the reform forum, and going forward, what are those things are going to be encapsulated in your proceeding?
A lot of lesson learned. Just to speak of few. If you recall, the way colleagues in the past, when one is speaking, if someone gets to say order without even stating
the point of order.
The point of order. What part of the rules that you calling your honorable colleague to order? I think that has been followed now. Someone will tell you, as per rule 14, as per rule this, I'm calling my colleague to order. That it's a good signal.
So people who even following the conversation get to understand. Oh yeah, but
you're master of your rules.
Yeah. So that's one good thing. And I think it's also encouraging colleagues now to read more about the rules, because in the past someone said order. What are you calling your honorable colleague to order for? So these things are now being stated. That's one.
And by the way, today's section was completely like in the words of the
historical.
It was historical, and everybody was Just I don't know, but
Yeah,
On point.
it was, but the part about it too, if you check the agenda, what were the agenda
sticker
items?
issues.
So there were not much sticker issues. So whenever you
So
have
everybody was just flowing.
that's it. So I mean, you had like 80% of what were on the agenda to be excuses for colleagues. So not much. So, but come to think of it, right? Whenever you have sticker issue, national debate,
ensue.
people must come out to speak. I mean, it's something that is done globally, like I would
Right,
say.
right.
So the manner in which it's done sometimes is what matters. But the issue of the heated debate, the argument, those are things that must be done. If you don't do it, you will not be seen as that person because we have to differ. We have to differ with each other. It's about making law.
Okay.
So making law something that you think will go down the line for generations to believe in.
You can't save your mouth. You
No,
have to
not at
be able to
all.
talk, and that's why the people elected you.
Yeah, that's it. So, but we were good. So those are some of the things that we came from from the forum. I think is good. There are a lot and lot, like I said, but just the few that we can just speak to now because of time.
My understanding is that you're also thinking about amending your rules gradually and stuff like that, because it was being mentioned by the speaker. Whatever changes are to be made, it should be stated and they go to the committee on judiciary.
Oh yeah, sure, and I think that is in progress since we came. That and in fact it had to be brought back on the floor to be voted upon. So all these things I think in the past, and let me just say thanks to the organizing committee, to the speaker for that, because people have spent thousands of dollars, millions of dollars on these things in the past. People have to go to Ghana and whatever. But we have to go there. It's just simple. And again,
Working with partners and things like that.
yeah, because those who went to, if you look at the legislation, then
you can leak the national covers.
exactly.
Right.
Going to Ghana and other places, but then you have people, no disrespect to them, but the level of education at the time, we have just come from the war and everything got broken. But today, if you sit in the theater, you know what happened in the chamber. You got, almost everybody there to some extent being educated, and they know the issue matter and the subject matter, they know the issue they're speaking of. And so it's a good, you don't need to spend money that was spent on the legislature in the 52nd, in the 53rd, because now I think there are some differences when it comes to the issue of understand. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to the legislative proceeding, I'm not talking about it, but the level of education for which they had to spend some money in the past. I don't think we need such money. That's why we just chose to remain right here in Liberia and do what is required for us to do.
Honorable Dorwohn Gleekia, we will take some time to talk about other communications probably you've submitted on the floor of the Honorable House of Representatives. But on today, there was a communication from you craving the indulgence of plenary to have the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, appear before the plenary to provide clarity on why the portion of the revenue sharing law intended to enhance the economic growth of our counties and districts is now implemented after 6 years of enactment. From whence did you see this?
We saw this before going to election. And that's why if you see in the communication I prefer, I said I was reminding my colleagues because it's something that we ought to be in the know.
Right.
So it's just a reminder because it's something that we know of that should be. We've attended a couple of forums and with our international partners, and they have expressed some great interest into this. And something that you are to benefit from. You have somebody coming from outside to remind you, I don't know who you are. It is with us now. Probably the Ministry of Finance, because for some reason they have decided not to really enforce the revenue sharing law.
What is this revenue sharing law?
The revenue sharing
So the
law,
laymen and listening with can get a clever understanding.
yeah, it points to the more money you make, should go back to the affected community beside what is within the social development fund. So in my mind, the crafter, I've said, look, if you really, really want a fiscal equity, right? Decentralize this with the money going back into the counties, you have more development.
So 10% goes to the county
Of origin.
of origin.
Yes.
Where that
money
fund
has
is
been generated.
Generated fund.
Then 35% go to the affected, because within the county there's a particular area where that fund or maybe where it's being affected.
Yeah.
So 35% goes to that affected area.
No, 25% is set aside by central government
For
all counties.
Right.
And within that 25%, that county of origin again benefits.
Okay.
And then there's 5% that is set aside exclusively
For the affected.
for the affected community. And then if you count that in the social community, in the social development fund, there's 20% set aside that is even withheld by the company, the questionnaire. So the 20% go directly to the affected community again.
You raised an issue of 6 years. Is it that it was in existence prior to the 6 years?
The 6 years speaks largely to the local government act.
Okay.
Yeah, because
You
this
people
came,
pass it.
yeah, the local government act came into being in 2018.
Okay.
But for the revenue sharing law, it came into being 2021.
Okay.
But like I said, if you go into section 4, chapter 4 of the local government act, it speaks to the revenue sharing as well. So it's something that in my mind intended to reduce the burden on central government.
Right.
Because
So the counties or these particular communities get direct development going to them.
yeah, and it's even designed in a way as a major support to the county council. The county council within the local government act, because all the funds are to be managed by the county council. So once you have the council in place, you need money. All the development agenda, the development activities of the county must go through that county council. So if government says that, look, all of the money being generated, interestingly, these money are not to be brought to the consolidated account. The Ministry of Finance is working on the IFMI system now in the counties.
Right.
Good to that. So with the IFMI system now, all of this revenue we're talking about must be paid in the counties.
Okay.
The system is set up
I said
as say Astra Metal pay $10 million.
but execution is set up, but execution got to go on.
We need it. That's what we're speaking about. So just being hypothetical, $10 million is paid on behalf to central government. That 10%, that $10 million, 10% of it must automatically
Go to that.
go to the account,
The county.
the county.
Okay.
You don't have a county.
And then following that, there's a
works, then you will see
25%.
development cutting across
So once you do that,
grassroots development.
counties will have huge sum of money for development. Even those counties that do not even,
With the exception of the county development funds.
Yeah, I even mentioned Grand Coup, Riverside. Some of the counties that do not have the resources like other counties still stand to
Like
benefit.
your Nimba County.
I don't want to just blow my own trumpet. Nimba, Maserado, Magibi,
Grand Bassett.
Grand Bassa. Okay, so counties that do not have national resources that
They too also got to benefit from the
have to
national
benefit.
kick. Yeah.
That's the
and
25%
25%.
put aside.
That's what the law is saying.
What was the decision on today? I know the public, they are following and they want to know, what did the lawmakers decide relative to the communication from you?
The first thing was that when I was speaking today,
You had to give you the benefit of that.
everybody went silent.
In fact, you were even backed by Bond County District number
7.
7 representative,
Yeah.
Honorable Family.
Yeah. So everybody.
So he even firing the motion.
Yeah, people who don't really know about this law, like I said, it was just a wake-up call. My communication today was a wake-up call. It was a reminder that we need to bring Ministry of Finance, we need to bring the Liberia Revenue Authority to see how this is being enforced, how this is being implemented. They could be doing it, but we feel that it's be done a very slow pace. We need to reinforce it if it is the issue of revenue enhancement that one must speak to, that look, we need, and it's true, like the issue of revenue enhancement that ARA must speak about, you need to give more money to raise more money. And I have said that to people. We as a county, I've even made a proposal to my colleagues, to the caucus and other stakeholders within Nimba, that if it costs us to even take some of our social development fund to come up with a program to be piloted by with the ARA in raising more revenue, we need to do that. Take for instance, if you have look at the borders, the point of entry is, for instance, in Nimba, speaking to the revenue. So if we go ahead and come up with our own program, look, ARA, we have $2 million. Is it possible to recruit additional custom collectors, custom officers,
so that we can enhance?
Once the $1 million, you give it to ARA go ahead and recruit additional. And with that, all of the borders within Nimba, let's look at it for maybe the first 1 or 2 years. What would be the revenue? What is the revenue generation now as compared to with such a thing coming into force? When you do that, I'm telling you that we are counted. I'm just speaking to Nimba.
So
what's a radical father?
So the decision today is being sent over to the Committee on Waste, Means and Finance.
Yeah.
And then Waste, Means and Finance, right?
Yeah, I think just Waste, Means and Finance. Because basically we're
so
calling on ARA, we're calling on Ministry of Finance to come and tell us.
And the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
Ministry of Internal Affairs, yeah, because it has to do with the local government and the county council.
Folks have been told we're live in Bopolu City via the voice of Bapolu. Great people there are doing a great job. So they're listening to us in Bopolu City, Bapolu County. So thank you so much. So Honorable, very lately I know you got honored by the church. And by the way, let me say to you, congratulations. You were honored as Father of the Year.
Thank you.
At the Monrovia Christian Fellowship.
Monrovia Christian Fellowship. You sing very well.
Sure.
That church is known for singing.
Oh yeah, sure.
Are you among the people who sing?
Not really.
Are you a member?
Not really. Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
A founding member.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what did it take you to be honored in the presence of God, to be honored as Father of the Year of that great church?
So our selection process. I'm not looking at top politics, but then you're bringing God building.
No, but it's good to talk about that because you've been honored, as district representative of Nimba County. You've been honored as in the edifice of God.
Just to spark the conversation. The selection process within the church is quite a level with the congregation. The pastor, the men's department, I mean, they got nothing to do with that. Okay. So the role you play, so the role you play.
Probably you could be in a fat pocket, and that's why.
No, that's not. Yeah. So if I would have been, some 6 years ago or 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you've been in the church long.
Oh yeah, I'm a founding member of the church.
Okay.
Yeah, as far back as 2000, 1999, 2000. Yeah. Right. So so the issue of being selected, being nominated for that, it goes a long way. Work that you do behind the scenes sometimes play out for you, and through the playing that part of the road too. Because beside the church, I know.
I hope you took your colleagues, including the Speaker of the House. All of them went there to support you. Musa Hassan Belated of Nimba District Number 7. All of them, they were there to see.
And the church ran wild upon the arrival of Representative Musa Belated.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And he was co-emceeing that program.
Oh, really?
It goes with the relationship that we have built with our colleagues from the 54th and the 55th. Because if you don't have that, then I'm not saying because everyone, I'm not going to other people, but if we just give it to God because they were being led by the Holy Spirit.
We give it to God. So we're leaving 9th Street at Monrovia Christian Fellowship to go in the district. How is the district doing? How the receptiveness coming from the people?
Yeah, the district, obviously after election, things are not really pick up. I must admit to that. We've been slow looking at how
you're moving like a snail.
The national politics play out here, how we roll out things within, at the national level. With that, when things are good, the trickle down effect is felt by our people. So until then, not much has been done now. you know, how delayed our national budget was, and now that the budget in full swing is little, there are a lot of delay. And good of it is we had $100,000 now into the budget.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, and now I've seen that being
Coming to
fruition and allotted, so to speak. For now, who knows? So these are some of the things that keep me a little slow.
Okay.
Because look, during the campaign and during debates, we emphasize on national budget. When the question was asked, what will you do if you are re-elected? What will you do if you are elected? People were like, oh, I will do that. I told people, I said, look, don't be fooled by anything. No one will spend more than what the national budget should be.
Okay.
Because everybody, every district for that matter, must have a share of that national cake. So in the absence of you advocating, lobbying that the national cake captures you, your district, you know, nothing much you can get. So that's what we started doing upon our ascendancy, the re-election. We started working behind the scene. All didn't go well within the first budget, because this budget was, we would say, was inherited, although it was sent back and it had to be adjusted for not much.
To align with the new administration.
Yeah, but not much was it. I mean, having waited for almost like 4 months, okay, and then we have to come from 600 plus million to 700 plus million. We should be talking about $1 billion plus budget now. In the absence of that, the problem will still exist. So until then, we haven't done much yet in the district. Only that at the national level today, if you go now in the district, the issue of the role, because people say, yeah, the president said, yeah, it's good that we've all agreed that these things happen. If the legislature are not agreed on these things, who knows? Would have the role was being done, because approvals were made, the budgetary appropriations were made by us. Today, if you go from Tapata to a place called Blood Yala, on your way to Grand Judah, the issue of road there has been handled. It's been handled. So there's so many things.
What do you intend to do with the district 100,000 that is inculcated in the budget?
The district 100,000, we have some consultation with our citizens. We have a city hall project in Tapata City. We have like $70,000 going towards that. 20,000 of that amount is exclusively for the young people in terms of scholarship. Yeah, we're going to do. We have
capacity building.
Yeah, capacity building. We have promised that some of our citizens will go to Rwanda. Just that the process is a little slow. That's why. Again, we got a little discouraged when we heard, oh no, this will not be. So we had to go back to list. And just 2 days ago, they have confirmed to me that indeed that can be done. So our citizens, the young people, not everybody, I know everybody want to benefit from 20,000, but how much is it? And in fact, we have said we're going to be adding additional $10,000 to $15,000 upon our office as our own initiative in getting more of the young people to benefit from the empowerment program, the scholarship, the capacity building. And we're concentrating just on that, because we have said that, look, whatever money that comes our way now, it's going to be used in a more holistic manner. For instance, we have to go back to the county sitting, or we have to, I don't know what terminology is being given to that now, under the county council. Once we have that sitting, whatever money comes from there, we have other parts of the district. We had the Bow and Quida, we had the Pabli. Just recently, we had another disaster in my district again, from BA2. We were able to respond, but not much. We hope that we brought this to the attention of the National Disaster
Management Agency.
We called upon the Red Cross, the county administration got involved. So we're working on the issue of the school in BA2 is one thing that we have captured that we really want to see done. We're working along with some of the citizens in the diaspora. So yeah, there are so many things that we're now thinking about gradually as we move to 100,000. Who knows, by next year, under his gabble, under his leadership, we might be talking about 200,000.
Following the elections, tell us about reconciliation, unity in District 6, Nimba County. Where are we?
I think District number 6 is one of the
most
reconciled, peaceful. Not everybody will agree with me, trust me, on that, because what we saw in other parts of the district of the county, contestants.
So you had a free ride?
I mean, not that, but people. I told people that you don't have to insult to unseat somebody. You can disagree. You can proffer a better argument than that person and unseat that person. That message resonated.
Keeping it safer.
Yeah, it resonated with people who contested against me. We didn't clash. Sometimes you see supporters going along here, but it wasn't much for us as a district. But after that, for me, the bigger reconciliation is taking phone and reaching out to someone that you defeated, someone that you that contested against you, reaching out to you.
Did you reach out?
Which
That
a complete provocation, I would say. You provoke
You are
a
in
citizen.
opposition to that.
Complete opposition to that.
Okay, let's open
You
the last
can't
thing
do
to
that.
that.
No, before you interact quickly, let me say this, right? Being a father of the home, you are entitled to eating the best food. Being the father of the home, you are entitled to probably sleeping in the best part of the house. But how will you feel with all the entitlement, with your children going to bear with hunger? How do you feel? In as much as the issue of 45,000 car is something that we deserve, is something that we should get, how do we feel having our citizens out there? I have told some of them who rode the keke, when we passed the national budget, some cleaners within districts within this country did not get a dime. Teachers today are still volunteering.
Okay, so you're in opposition to that. We'll open the
How
last
are you-
interact. Tell me just not our friend yet. 0880514096. Honorable Gleekia is our guest here. We're talking about his legislative work up Capitol Hill and also in his District 6, Nimba County. He's here with us talking about a lot of other issues. One of such is the issue about revenue sharing law that was enacted. He said, look, why is the Ministry of Finance not making sure that this comes to fruition, that when revenue is collected in a particular county, there should be fundings going to that county to see development work? Call us on the following numbers: 0880514096, 0770259660. You want to join us on the conversation? Let's hope this person join us. Hello. Okay, P. Abraham, please go ahead.
And let me say thank you to Honorable Gleekia for District Masses on Nimba County. Please, I always call on the show for each time a lawmaker is in studio. My advice to you is any other concession agreement that appear on your decks. Please, if it is in the interest of the Liberian people, affix your signature to it. Any bill that is intended to be amended or whatever, once it is in the interest of the Liberian people, affix your signature to it. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks a lot. He listening to that. 0880514096, 0770259660. Those are the numbers to join us right here. Ask your many questions. This person, hello.
Hello.
Let's hear you. Your name, where you join us from?
This is Ishmael IJ James. Friends call me running for unity, and I call you right at Foya, Lupa County, District 1, in the home of the Deputy Speaker, Tomo Fangapara.
Please go ahead from Foya District.
Thank you so much. Been listening to one of our lawmakers. Actually, what you are saying, it's like whenever you talk in the interest of the Liberian people, we can be very much happy. It's like this is why we send you up there. When you be there, you talk for us. We can be very much happy so that things can work. And I believe the revenue sharing will be one of the things. When you collect all the revenue, you collect all in the capital city.
something must come back in our district to develop our district. So thank you so much, Mr. Lawmaker. May God bless you.
Thanks a lot. Well, more grease to hit airboard. This person to hit the line. Hello.
Thank you, Brother Rao. Good evening to you. Good evening, the followers. Good evening to your guests in studio.
Good evening. Your name, where you joined us from?
My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Tewu, and I call from around Jacobstown in District 2, where Segu Khan represents.
I mean, you're working with on Segu Khan.
Every time he's on the line.
I love my discussion theory.
Okay.
So, yeah, let me say thank you to your guests in studio. And I just want to encourage him to do a beautiful job. You know, he sounds very logical. And I would just want to say this to him. You know, more often we have our law in the book. The responsibility of a lawmaker is there. But I always told lawmakers, the issue of lawmaking is sufficient. We have a whole lot of law on the book. Let us focus on the oversight and representation. Do you understand? If we just focus on oversight and representation, all the laws our people are asking, it will be minimized. Because when you talk about good laws on the book, look at the revenue law you're talking about. The NRA and the last time I listened to the commissioner, he said there should be some amendment in the revenue code. So if those things are met, you know, definitely.
But like you're talking about, so we're getting the law now, but it's still more amendment.
That law coming again.
Amendment is different than making new ones. So this is right.
Once okay. We can amend them, we can adjust some of them. You know, that would meet up with modern safeguards. Because some of those laws at the time were made for self-interest, you know, for self-gain.
And the time have changed.
Yeah, of course. So you have to change some of the law, and definitely when we do that, our people will be happy about it. So many thanks to you. Keep the good job on Capital Hill. If you work with Honorable Khan, so we can improve Liberia.
Honorable Khan is going to come on this show.
Yeah, we'll try to get
that. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Your name, where you call from?
My name is Venisa Mkoti, and I call you from district number 3 this evening.
District number 3, what county?
Moserado County.
Please go ahead. That's representing the small Modbars district.
Yes, I want to say thank you so much, and thank you so much for the honorable. His presentation is quite correct in the interest of the Liberian people. He touched something that really touched my heart. That is what some of their colleagues did, which is a total provocation to we, the citizen area that elected them. And we will take seriously against them in terms of future election. That's a provocation. We elected you, are enjoying, then you say you're right to get to go to work. What are you trying to tell us? Come on, logic, man. Let them stop this. If they are not able to do the Liberian pro work, let them move from there. Let other people go there and do the job. This is not what we are there for. We elected them for. That provocation is totally unacceptable. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Liberian people got to speak. Of course, that's why we're here. Participatory democracy. 0880514096 0770259660. Those are the numbers to be a part of the conversation right here. We'll take two more. We'll come to Representative Gleekia to close up, and then we wind down the curtains, and we out of here in the words of a former LBS man, Summer Georgia. So then we're out of here. 0880514096 0770259660. Join us if you can. Call us and let's get your question coming to Representative Gleekia. He's really prepared to answer to all the shots coming from different ends. So yes, so he's basically pushing this aspect of revenue sharing. If we collected 10 million from Grand Bassa County, that 10 million, out of the 10 million, there should be 10% going to the county for development. This person, hello.
Hello.
Please lower your receiver, or you go far from it to make your point.
Hello.
Please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Mike Dennis calling from 24th Street.
Please go ahead from 24th Street.
I want to tell the honorable man, thank you for all of the explanation. But what I want to understand, some of the friends will take care to go on Capitol Hill because they have not received a 45,000 car. But my question to him, why if the government decide to provide a 45,000 car, will he accept his or decide to leave it for the sake of freedom like the US? Okay,
he's taking no wait for his answer. Yeah, we'll take one more, then we close up. He said, though he mentioned that though they are entitled to rate, but to now be having protests when in fact they are leaders. So when people in the community start to protest, what will happen? So let's go over to him for his response. You listen to the concerns coming from the callers.
Okay, and let me just start with Mark. Thank you, Mark. The issue of receiving the 45,000, like I said, this is something that we are entitled to. We need to go to work, right?
Will you receive it, sir?
Oh yeah, sure, I will. I must admit. But is it the right time to talk about it? Is it the time not to go in the public when the clinics like our ending up on the clinics in our districts. There's no medication. Today, if you go to a town in my district called Babli, I mean in the administrative district, European New Town, I received communication from the ORC. I even spoke today with our chair on health on that matter.
Okay.
That building today, whenever it rains, nobody sits in the clinic. A health center for that matter, in fact. How will I
Is it
feel?
deplorable?
Very, more than deplorable. If we have another trust award, we could use that. How will I feel driving a $45,000 car when that clinic is in a more deplorable condition? Teachers today across my district are not being paid. The volunteer teachers, I have to sometimes chip in for them. But yet it's still the 45,000. Yeah, it's my entitlement. But I don't feel happy about it. And that's why we told our colleagues, is it possible to address some of this issue before talking about 45,000? Look, gentlemen, public perception in lawmaking or any leadership role is never to be underestimated.
Right.
Whatever we do these things in the interest of our people. But if these people are going to bed with hunger, if these people are going to hospital and being turned back, no medication in our clinics within the district. But yet still, I take on radio and say, yeah, you know what? This is my entitlement. I need $45,000. I think I will be behaving unfair. I think I will be provoking the people that got me to.
You don't want to do that.
I don't want to do
Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. For showing some time we have to run because time is just not in our favor.
And then, to close on the revenue sharing,
30 seconds.
yeah, we hope that we can have the opportunity to sit with Ministry of Finance, Internal Affairs, and ARA, so that when we come back here to explain to our people again that based on the communication that we provide, this is the result. This is what you are about to get as a county and as a district. The people in Blodiala, the people in Gogay, the people in B2.
They will appreciate
that.
Well, thanks a lot, Representative Gleekia there from Nimba County District 6. Well, today, good news for the people of King George in Grand Cape County Plan area today in Dist. An ad hoc committee that was being set up. The recommendations for the committee was being endorsed on Bear Mountain Mining Company, and the plan area has mandated Beard Mountain to adhere to all of the recommendations as captured in that report. So all of those things you have to do for the people that work, the people who live in that King George area have to be executed. My name is Rapport Hinson. Next time we're here will be on Thursday. Yeah, guy, we got to go.
Yes, Thursday.